Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning, everyone. My guy knows a guy. Sports betting today, college football week 4. Good morning, everyone. You guys know what's going on if you've been following along. I'm in a great mood. I'm just in a great mood. Hey, what? I'm in a great mood. Good morning, everyone. College football week 4. We have MLB today. I will not take up too much of your time. Before I start, anyone who's interested in a crypto sportsbook, sign up for sportx.bet. I have a lot of interesting information to share with you over the next few days. It's a crypto sportsbook that is owned by the community. Everyone that signs up, we own it. I'm going to explain this later. We own it. It's an opportunity for all of us. The other sportsbooks, they're not letting us in. Good morning, everyone. Alfonso, Jordan, Austin, Don, David, Gabriel, Mars, Alfonso, King Dre, Danny, James, AF. What's up, David? David's been in here waiting. I'm going to pull up the odds right now. Just want to take a quick second because I know the games are about to come on. Quick second. I appreciate everyone that's been following along. I've been winning a lot, but I just want to say I advise caution and do not dramatically increase your unit size beyond your personal budget trying to ball out. These are good times, and we're going to keep it going. I'm going to demonstrate dominance across every sport, and I'm just growing increasingly confident. NBA's around the corner. I just thank everyone for rocking with me. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. There's so much more coming down the road, so much more. I'm going to pull up the odds right now and go through all the games. I also apologize to everyone that was expecting some live streams throughout the week. I was getting some stuff in my personal life, professionally, in order. Great things on the horizon. Tune in on Monday. And with that said, I'm going to pull up the odds. Let's get straight to it, everyone. Let's get straight to it. You know, let me pull up the odds right here on SportX. I have some offshore accounts as well, but finding some good lines, so gonna keep it going. If you guys are here, hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, take a second, go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out. I have baseball picks coming as well. I'm gonna post some baseball picks on Twitter and try to cap some at the end of the session, but I'm gonna go through college football first. Make sure you guys can see the odds on the screen. No LSU play. No LSU play. No bias on LSU either. LSU killed me weeks 1 and 2. They got it done for us. They got it done for us last week. They were system plays, but they were due. Forget LSU. LSU is not a factor this season. They're not a factor this season. LSU's in the rearview mirror. Okay, we're going to start off with Central Michigan and Florida International. Wisconsin, Christian Woods, he says, Sosa sent me. Yeah, Sosa, that's my dog. You guys go follow Sosa the Locksmith. Akbar, what's up? AF, what's up? Austin, what's up? J Money, what's up? The legend in the building, what's up, bro? We're going up. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, bro. Akbar, Alfonso, he said fade LSU. Yeah, you might want to fade LSU going forward. I don't know. You might want to. I don't know. I have no play on that game today. If you're looking for a play on LSU, Mississippi State, I'm tapped out. Okay, I'm tapped out. All right, I'm just gonna go through it rapidly. Wisconsin and Notre Dame. I'm gonna stay on the sidelines with the intention of trying to find a better in-game line on Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is going to win this game. I just thought the -6.5 was a bit sus. We know the quarterback play with Mertz has been very inconsistent. But Notre Dame, I'm not a big believer in Notre Dame, and this is coming from someone that bet on Notre Dame last week. Okay, I think we had good timing betting on Notre Dame against Purdue last week. Purdue's running back was out, inferior offensive line. Notre Dame still has big recruits. They're a great school. I just feel like Wisconsin has been underachieving up until this point, and today they will wake up. That's my feeling. Maybe we should monitor this game. I'm seeing a lot of tickets on Notre Dame, and if I was confident on this one, I would have already bet it. I'm just going to move on from that. Utah State and Boise State, I'm not going to play this game. Mississippi State and LSU, I lean towards Mississippi State. I'm not going to play this game. Army and Miami, Ohio. I do want to say that this is one of the more suspicious lines of the day. Miami, Ohio has been a sneaky spread team, sneaky spread killer. Army has one of the best running games in the country. But at the same time, it's a bit too easy to take Army -7.5, okay? On paper, I have Boston College and Missouri. On paper, I have Missouri winning this game. I lean towards Missouri. I actually like Missouri in this game. I just didn't like the line movement going into the game. I'm going to slow down in about 5 minutes. I'm just going to go fast through the 12 o'clock games, just in case someone wants to place a bet last minute on the 12 o'clock games. Then I'll slow down a second. So excuse me if I'm speaking 1,000 words a minute. I'm excited. We've got soccer on the TV. We're hitting soccer left and right. It's good times. Okay, Texas. I lean towards Missouri in this one. TCU and SMU. I lean towards SMU first half money line in this one. Texas and Texas Tech. I actually have a pick in this one. I like the under. It's contrarian play. I like the under 62.5. If you can get 63, that's better. You think there are going to be offensive fireworks in this game, but I believe Texas Tech's defense is better than previous years, especially compared to some of the other defenses in the Big 12. Alfonso said Wisconsin is second in the nation in total defense and first against the run. Notre Dame hasn't really impressed me. I know that, we'll get back on that. I touched on that briefly. I don't think Notre Dame is going to compete very well today. I don't think they're going to compete very well today. It's an awkward timing for the game too, 12 o'clock. Why is it not at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? Notre Dame's not really, I don't view them to be a highly ranked team at the moment. That's just me based on my research. Let's keep it going. I like Texas and Texas Tech under 62.5. Northwestern and Ohio, no play in this game. Minnesota and Bowling Green, no play in this game. This spread is really, really weird to me. We caught Minnesota last week in a very, very, very good position. Timing-wise, I don't think that they're going to cover the minus 30. Something about this game doesn't sit well with me. Bowling Green is one of the worst teams in the country when it comes to just about every metric. But I believe that this spread is too high, okay? One of my official plays from my video, I caught this it's actually, the line went against me here. The line went against me. Vanderbilt and Georgia, the line went against me. I bet this game earlier in the week. I'm going to put a bit more on it. I don't know why it just disappeared. Did you guys see that? Yeah, it disappeared. Okay, maybe that was really weird. Georgia, Vanderbilt, I like the under 54.5. I don't think Vanderbilt will score, let's say, more than 7. If Vanderbilt scores more than 7 today, I'll be surprised. I've got Georgia. I'm not sure about the covering. If you guys don't know, last week when Georgia played South Carolina, they were 35-point favorites. That was only the 8th time in SEC history, in SEC versus SEC matchups. It's crazy with Alabama's dominance. That was only the 8th time in SEC history that there was a 35-point spread between SEC opponents. And then Georgia does it again the very next week. So, I lean towards Georgia in this one to completely suppress Vanderbilt, but I did not bet that. I like the under. I like the under in this game. Let's keep it going. The line disappeared. Hopefully that's not a bad sign. Oh no, it just moved down. I'm scrolling a lot. Virginia Tech and Richmond. FBS versus FCS matchup, no play in this game. Miami versus Central Connecticut. Everyone, this line just moved. I caught this line minutes ago. I'll show you the ticket. Minus 44.5. I played Miami, Florida, minus 44.5. I will play this with you, minus 46. I like Miami. Miami has been the most disappointing team amongst all ranked teams besides Washington. So far this season. But look at their schedule. They played Michigan State. They played Alabama. They did not meet the test against superior opponents. Now they're playing an FCS school from Connecticut, okay? The only thing that worries me in this game is that the spread is 46, but the over and under is 54.5. What is Central Connecticut? What are they then? What are they? I think the backup quarterback in Miami, Florida will crush Central Connecticut in this spot. FBS versus FCS matchup, a team that is yet to cover a point spread this season. I think Miami is going to crush them. Splatter might be incoming. Coastal Carolina, I like them minus 36 against Massachusetts, against UMass. I've never said Massachusetts, UMass. Minus 36. This game, I wish it was below the key number of 35. You may want to put a bit less on this one, but I think Coastal Carolina will bounce back, get back to their covering ways. And I see there's a lot of tickets on the over. I'm not going to play the total, but I'm not sure about the total. Let me not even. Okay, so I powered through the 12 o'clock games. I said Georgia under 54.5. I lean towards Wisconsin. and I have Miami covering the big spread against the FCS school. If you guys could take a second to hit the like button. He said I got balls taking that spread. Yeah, you have to take risks. I mean, sometimes it's just patterns, you know. I'm not gonna self-label myself like, sharp or whatever. I just like to say good timing. Being sharp is just having good timing. Timing is everything in sports betting, and I can see, especially defensively, they might the defense of Miami might just put them in position to score every possession, to score on every possession. If they don't cover today, the next time Miami, Florida loses, that coach is getting fired. Straight up. He's getting fired. Because the fan base is betting on them today. I'm not a Miami fan. Let's keep going. Ball State and Toledo. No play in this game. As you can see on sportx.bet, there are a lot of FCS versus FCS matchups, if that's your thing. It's probably some really soft lines. Maybe I'll delve into that and study some FCS in the future, but I'm not touching any of those games unless it's an FBS versus FCS matchup that meets the criteria for us to smash the game. Okay, holy, there was a lot of them. Okay, Arkansas and Texas A&M. I tried to be the smart guy in the room last week and fade Arkansas after they got their first ranking in years. I failed. Georgia Southern is a doormat. Incredibly tougher, much more tougher opponent today in Texas A&M. I'm going to be on the sidelines in this one. I'm looking for a better number on Texas A&M to maybe pull this off. 4.5. This line is strange to me. Maryland and Kent State. I have a play in this game. It's a smaller play. I like Maryland, Kent State over 71. Incredibly high total. If you guys don't know about this quarterback, Dustin Crum from Kent State, he can really light it up, particularly with the sample size that he showed last year. Maryland doesn't have the best defense. They might be looking past this more towards their conference lineup matchups. I can see this game being an incredibly high-scoring game today. Clemson and NC State. NC State is the big trendy dog today. Besides Notre Dame, NC State is one of the big trendy dogs today. They have to show it to me. I know Coach Dorn, he has shown a sample size over the years in ACC conference play to stand up against Clemson. If you see over the years, even with the Trevor Lawrence teams, dating back to the Taj Boyd teams, Clemson hasn't really covered on NC State on a year-in, year-out basis. They're in the same division in the ACC. But Clemson is the definition of a team that's due. They are yet to cover a point spread this season. The only time I took them was against the FCS opponent, South Carolina State. They didn't even cash that day. I'm leaning towards Clemson this game, but I don't like that the spread is above the key number of 10. Maybe NC State can get out there ahead, and we can get a better number on Clemson. DJ Wagalele is not it. He's not it. But their offensive line is really, really good, Clemson. At the end of the day, their lines, their offensive and defensive line are amazing. Their front seven is amazing. Okay, their front seven is amazing. Maybe we can get a better line in Clemson. Follow me in game. Follow me on Twitter at MyGuyKnowsHisGuy. You guys know me. I'll fire off a live bet at any moment if I see value. Oklahoma and West Virginia. Oklahoma is another team like Clemson, like Ohio State, like Oklahoma. I'm not going to throw Miami in there because Miami's a trash can. Okay? But even a trash can gets a steak every now and then. Disappointing teams, preseason hype that dominated over the last 5 years. But Oklahoma, to me, is the definition of a team that is due as well. You could say due. I'm going to try to get a better in-game number here as well. But I just think it's a bit too easy to take West Virginia, I think it's a bit too easy to take West Virginia. If you've taken West Virginia, I advise taking it lightly. I kind of like Oklahoma and the over in this one. Another matchup, Michigan and Rutgers. Michigan is on a mission. Jim Harbaugh has not performed well in Big Ten play since he's joined the Big Ten. Big hire, celebrity hire. One thing that's remained constant, though, for Michigan is that since Rutgers has joined the Big Ten, Yeah, since Rutgers joined the Big Ten, they have not covered. I mean, excuse me, my bad. I'm speaking too fast. They have crushed Rutgers. Look at what they've done. But this is the best Rutgers team since Rutgers joined the Big Ten. Okay, this is the best Rutgers team since they joined the Big Ten. With that said, I'm going to stay on the sidelines. I couldn't get a read on this one. Florida State and Louisville. Although I think Michigan, man, I'm gonna dig deeper into Michigan, just their long-term prospects. Michigan is an under-the-radar team. You know, this is a team that really took advantage of the transfer portal. So a lot of the preseason projections on Michigan were wrong. They had a lot of late transfer additions, star transfers from other teams. Michigan, I think they're gonna continue to make noise. You know, even if they squeak by today and not cover, I just feel like this might be the year Jim Harbaugh beats Ohio State. This might be the year they beat Ohio State. Okay, my bad. I was about to say CJ Stroud's name for no reason. He's absolute garbage. He's like Spencer Rattler. Florida State and Louisville. I like Florida State money line. Give me Florida State money line. I booked +2 the other day. I'll play money line with you guys today. Baylor and Iowa State. I lean towards Iowa State in this one, but Baylor is sneaky. They have a running back. I forgot his name. He's pretty sneaky, but this is a much bigger increase in competition over Kansas. Don't overreact to Baylor's destruction of Kansas last week. But Iowa State is also coming. If you were with me on the live stream here last week, you heard when I said Iowa State will crush UNLV last week. And that's exactly what happened. But don't overreact on basically, I'm looking towards both of these teams. They have conflicting patterns. I'm looking towards next week for plays for both of these teams based on the result for today. Keep your eye on this game. I like Iowa State. Maybe we can get a better number in game. Memphis and UTSA. These teams are hot. Memphis is a team, they surprised Mississippi State last week. UTSA has already defeated Power 5 school on the road, Illinois, week 1. We cashed that. I have no play on the spread. This is an interesting game to watch, just if you're a fan of football. Under the radar, sneaky college football game to watch, 3:30. I like the over in this game. Give me the over in this game, okay? It's under the key number, 67. I think we're going to get offense in this game. I like the over. Okay, Purdue and Illinois. I lean towards Purdue -12. They're a bit banged up. I actually need to check the injury report in this game to see if their running back has returned. Their leading rusher was out against Notre Dame. That was a major factor into my handicap last week against Notre Dame. I'm going to check the injury report. I kind of like the over in this game, but just let's check the injury report and see if that guy's back. Maybe you guys can help me out in the chat. Iowa and Colorado State. I like the over in this game. I lean towards the over. In Iowa and Colorado. You guys know me. I like unders. Playing a few overs today. I do want to say that when I do play overs, sometimes I don't play them as big as unders. I like to play unders, but every situation is different. Okay, every situation is different. We have UConn and I think Iowa covers and they'll take it over. I think they're on a mission as well. Wisconsin took an L. Over there in the Big Ten, in their Big Ten division, Iowa smells blood. Wisconsin wants to be they're in an enviable position, where they can run it up over the rest of the season. I'm a big fan of their coach. If you guys remember when they played Iowa State, I liked Iowa State, but I stayed on the sidelines because I respect Iowa's coach. The best coach in the Big Ten. France is the best coach in the Big Ten. And he has no mercy. He's actually a contrarian's nightmare, okay? Like the St. Louis Cardinals in baseball, they keep winning. Contrarian's nightmare. We're trying to have perfect timing and align ourselves to catch them slipping. Iowa's not that team to stand in front of. They're going to keep covering. Let's go. UConn and Wyoming. They're trash. I'm not even going to call them UConn. I'm going to call them Connecticut. Connecticut versus Wyoming. No play in this game, but it is not a bad play to take Wyoming. I will say that. It's not a bad bet to take Wyoming. UConn snuck a backdoor cover. They might not cover another game the rest of this season. They might dismantle their football program. That's how bad things are for them. They might dismantle. There's a lot of stuff going on with UConn football. An absolute disgrace to their fan base. Duke and Kansas. I think this line is too high. I wish it was above the key number of 17. Otherwise, I probably would have taken Kansas, which might be blasphemous to take Kansas. But if you guys watch them against Coastal Carolina, I look like a genius for about 5 minutes, okay? Just about 5 minutes. Then I look like a dumbass. I look like a genius for 5 minutes. Bean, what's his name? Jason Bean. He's a mobile quarterback. He can break for a first down, scramble at any moment. Sneaky quarterback. I think as Kansas progresses into their Big 12 play, that some of the spreads will be too large. The spread last week against Baylor was sweet. Congratulations everyone that cashed Baylor on Kansas. I think that they're going to be a sneaky backdoor cover candidate this year in the Big 12, but they won't win any games. Maybe one. They might pull out one. You never know. Auburn and Georgia State. I lean towards Auburn minus 27.5. Last week they lost in a very hostile environment, playoff type atmosphere. Penn State white out. Auburn came really, really short with a lot of the public backing them. I actually leaned Auburn myself to win that game outright. I was wrong. I was on the sidelines. You don't lose what you don't bet. But I think today they come out and try to crush Georgia State. I think they come out and try to crush Georgia State, get back to establishing the dominant run game. But let's take a look at maybe first half. Take a look at who Auburn plays next week. I'll look it up just as I move through so I don't pause too much. Take a look at who Auburn plays in the SEC next week. That's very important though, because their running backs, their running back core and their offensive line, they came out of that Penn State game a bit nicked up, a bit banged up. Maybe they take their foot off of the gas pedal against Georgia State, but I think that Auburn can cover this 27. It's a large spread. I might be priced out here. Tulsa versus Arkansas State. I like Arkansas State plus 14.5 here. They traveled up to Washington. That was a pay me game. That was a pay me game. They got paid like $1.5 million to play Washington Huskies last week and get stomped out and then fly back down south. They're playing against Tulsa, a team that bucked on Ohio State. But don't take too much into that because we're now starting to understand that Ohio State is a fraud. Oklahoma State is also a sneaky good team so far this season. Maybe sneaky good. And Tulsa also gave them a run for their money, okay? So as I add up these results over time, Ohio State, I'm downgrading them more and more as I see more of their opponents in action. With that said, I like Arkansas State here, plus 14.5. And I just want to say that I have maybe three dogs today that I think have a chance to win outright. A bit of a risk. I might pile on a bit of risk. I think Arkansas State has a chance to win this game outright. It's plus 438. You could say plus 40, plus 440. I think Arkansas State has a chance to win this game outright or possibly the first half money line. That's just me. Okay, moving on. Georgia Southern. I skipped these two FCS matchups. We need an FCS expert. I'm going to find one on Twitter. Maybe it's someone in the chat. I'm going to check the chat in a second. I don't even see the chat right now. Excuse me, everyone. Shout out to everyone watching right now. Hit the like button. If you have a second, sign up for sportx.bet and send me a DM on Twitter. Enough said, okay? Some interesting stuff down the road. Very, very interesting. Georgia Southern and Louisiana Lafayette. Man, I'm not going to stand in front of Lafayette, but something's telling me that Georgia Southern is going to sneak through on this spread today. Something is telling me, they've been a doormat so far this season, but I think this spread is a bit too low. They're at home. If you guys are wondering, this is a European layout right here. The home teams are on top. Disclaimer, the home teams are on top if you have not seen the games yourself. The home teams are on the top. I should have already said that. The home teams are on the top in these matchups. Georgia Southern, they might be a good home dog here. Maybe we can get more, though. What if Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns, the team that had all the hype preseason, what if they score first? Maybe we can get a better number, 21.5 or higher. Keep an eye on this one in game. There might be a profitable opportunity. Stanford and UCLA. This line is moving towards Stanford. I believe it was 5. Could you guys tell me in the chat? I believe it was 5. Shout out to everyone in the chat as well, bro. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We're like let's just stay disciplined. There's a lot of information. I know you can't bet all these games. College football is ridiculous, but I love it. Stanford and UCLA. This game, if you guys are with me on this live stream last week, I called it out. I said Fresno State will defeat UCLA. Straight up, money line. I'm not the biggest Chip Kelly guy. He loses 1 to 2 games a year that he's not supposed to lose. They have a quality roster. I was on the wrong side of UCLA with LSU in week 1, but we now see that LSU is also a fraud. So I'm taking less stock. And you guys see a trend here with some of these teams, right? You cross-reference the teams that they've played after you have a sample size as the season progresses to see who's a fraud and who has quality wins. In college sports, there are wins and there are quality wins. There are schedules and there are quality schedules. There's a big, big difference. Maybe we can talk about that another time. UCLA and Stanford. Man, I think that loss week 1 for Stanford lit a fire under David Shaw's ass for Stanford. We called it out. We had them when they played USC. They're still covering. I think Stanford, I'm going to stay on the sidelines in this game. Something about this game is not right. Something about this game is not right. I'm not going to play this one. Stanford and UCLA, I'm not going to play this one. Buffalo and Old Dominion. No play in this game. Buffalo stood up against Coastal Carolina. That might have been their Super Bowl. I lean towards Old Dominion plus 13. I lean towards Old Dominion plus 13. East Carolina and Charleston Southern. FBS versus FCS matchup. No play for me. Rice, Texas Southern. No play for me. I don't think Rice should be favored by 37 against anyone, though. Rice is in the bottom 30 in FBS out of 130 schools. Okay? They're down there with some horrible schools. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Florida and Tennessee, I do have an official play in this game. I like Florida and Tennessee under 64.5. Florida and Tennessee under 64.5. That's an official play from my video the other day. South Carolina and Kentucky. I feel bad for all the Georgia bettors last week with that backdoor cover. South Carolina, very sneaky stuff. But don't get in the habit of laying 35 in SCS versus SCS matchups. There's a reason that number has only existed 9 times, minus 35. In this matchup, to be honest, I couldn't find a play in this one, though. Oklahoma State and Kansas State. Kansas State has done enough to acquire a ranking. Are they deserving? There might have been 1 or 2 other teams that are deserving of a ranking as well, but they looked very good against Nevada last week. Shout out to everyone that was rocking with me on the live stream and the video last week when I picked Kansas to beat Nevada. That was a pretty easy win. Now, as we progress to Big 12 play, Kansas State versus Oklahoma State, I'm beginning to think. I think that this is a game to keep in mind, to track for next week, like the Iowa State-Baylor matchup. I will be watching this game closely. No play in this game. I lean towards the over, but no play in this game for me. Michigan State and Nebraska. Nebraska played their Super Bowl against Oklahoma last week. The frauds of Oklahoma that caused economic damage last week to the masses and extracted wealth from everyone's pockets. Nebraska all of a sudden looked like a competent football team against them. But Michigan State is red hot. You know, people are saying on Twitter that they have the makeup of an SEC team, even. That they have the makeup of an SEC team. I'm not going to go that far, but Michigan State has an overwhelming amount of money on them today. I just want to say to everyone that if Nebraska did not cover, if they did not cover against Oklahoma last week, I would probably take Nebraska today. Just energy and motivation wise. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to get up like that 2 weeks in a row. Maybe Michigan State will continue to roll, but because of how hot they are and how suspicious this spread is, it's pretty difficult for me to back. Michigan State. They have to cool down. They're not Iowa. Michigan State's not Iowa, although I was on them. I was on Michigan State against Northwestern in week 1 because I thought that going into the season that they were disrespected team projection-wise. Just scanning some of the scores, Wisconsin has scored a field goal. Army has scored 7 on Miami, Ohio, everyone. Penn State has scored on Villanova, FBS versus FCS matchup. Texas has scored a touchdown. LSU is in the red zone against Mississippi State, and Pittsburgh got a safety. Pittsburgh got a safety. Georgia scored a touchdown on Vanderbilt. It's not good for my total, but let's see if Vanderbilt scores. That's the major part of my handicap in that game. Let's see how it goes. TCU and SMU, it's 7-6. Virginia Tech scored 7. Missouri has scored 7. Missouri has scored 7. Okay? I'm going to get through this and get out of here so we can all enjoy the games. Navy and Houston, I lean towards Navy plus 19. Okay? Houston's had trouble with Navy over the years. This is a big spread. These spreads are inflated based on Houston's reputation in previous years. Houston is not as good as they are in previous years. I think the spread might be a bit too high. Maybe they win by 17. Hey, what if Navy wins outright? You never know. I just project that Houston is a bit overrated. Louisiana Tech and North Texas. I like North Texas plus 11. Might be first half dog money line or full game money line material here for a sprinkle, but I like North Texas plus 11. Georgia Tech and North Carolina. I think that's too many points for Sam Howell to lay on the road. But Georgia Tech gave it their all against Clemson, so conflicting results in that game. Ohio State and Akron. CJ Stroud. It's pretty overrated, but he's young. He's not going to play today. He's resting his shoulder, I believe. Minus 48. I'm not sure who the backup quarterback is, but because with the situation around Ohio State and their lack of covers, I can easily see, not easily, let me take that back. I can see Ohio State covering this spread today. I can see Ohio State covering this spread. Okay? Let's keep it going. I feel bad. I should have tweeted my play. I got to get more organized. I should have tweeted my plays on Twitter as well. I think one of the plays from my video has already begun. Let me just keep it. Let me power through. New Mexico State and Hawaii, no play. Troy, Louisiana Monroe. I think this line went under 24.5. I like Louisiana Monroe a bit at home. A home dog plus 23.5. What's going on? It's bait. But I like them above that key number of plus 24.5 though. Plus 24.5. Tulane and UAB. I didn't think Tulane should be favored in this matchup. I was hoping they'd be a dog because I lean Tulane on paper to win this game. On paper. Washington Huskies and the California Golden Bears. This is one of my plays of the day. I like Cal plus 7.5 tonight. Give me Cal plus 7.5. It's down to plus 7. I'll play it again at plus 7 with you. Maybe some other books still have plus 7.5. Washington is extremely overrated. They performed well at home against an inferior opponent last week, but don't ever forget they lost to Montana. BYU and South Florida. I think BYU, I'm not going to bet on that one. No play on that one, although it is pretty surprising that BYU is still a covering machine with the absence of Zach Wilson. They're powering through. I thought Arizona State would get a result last week against BYU. I was wrong about that. It wasn't official, but my handicap on that game was wrong. And actually, so far this season, my analysis of BYU games has been wrong overall. So you may not want to listen to me talk about too many BYU games this season because on paper I've been wrong. Oregon and Arizona, no play on this game. USC, Oregon State, no play on this game. Arizona State and Colorado, I like the over 45.5. I actually caught this at 44.5 in my video if you watched it the other day on Thursday. Arizona State, Colorado, over 44.5. Maybe you want to buy a point in this one, but I still like the over 45.5. I think that after the performance against BYU last week, Herm Edwards, they'll score some points. They're going to score today against Colorado. The offense will look smoother. They'll have better play calling. They'll have better field position, better special teams play. They laid an egg against BYU. Okay, so that's quite a few plays. Let me just see if anything catches my eye in baseball. I'm gonna post some baseball plays today on Twitter. I'm gonna post some baseball plays. Georgia has scored again. Everyone. 14-0. My total is in trouble. Hey, my total is in trouble. Unless Vanderbilt just doesn't score anything in the entire game. Their defense must have scored because it must have been pick six. Must have been a pick six. I don't know. My app just updated. Georgia, 14-0. Missouri has the ball. So yeah, I had the under in that game. The other picks I had, Florida State to win, Cal plus 7.5, Colorado, Arizona State over, Tennessee and Florida under, Kent State and Maryland over, Coastal Carolina to cover, Arkansas State, North Texas, Texas and Texas Tech under. That was a lean. That's actually on right now. What's going on in that game? Still 7-zip. Got under 63 in that game. What else do we have? Some leans. I'm just taking a look at the MLB baseball. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, take a second to subscribe. I have a lot going on. It's one of my friend's birthdays today. So I'll definitely be on Twitter tweeting plays. I'll be aware of everything today. But just know that, I might not even be home for a lot of the day today. Looking at the... Actually, I'm not going to do it on the fly. I'm going to get off, cap the baseball games. I'm going to post some baseball plays. I truly appreciate you guys rocking with me. It means a lot. There's so much going on. I will tell you guys, my NFL research was done 2 or 3 days ago. Look out for my NFL video later today. NFL picks tomorrow. Turn notifications on the channel and on Twitter at My Guy Knows a Guy, and get ready for my NFL picks. I think it's going to be a great day. Everyone, when you're on a hot heater, I crushed the month. I've established a good track record over the course of the year. But just remember that when you stay within reason, you can absorb losses. If I lose Georgia and Vanderbilt under, it doesn't matter because we're staying within our budget. We're staying within reason. Do not, throw the kitchen sink at any one contest. It's my friend's birthday today. Happy birthday to Chris. Happy birthday to my boy Chris Chang Fong. And shout out to everyone in the chat. Man, you guys don't even know. We have some great plans. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Follow me on Twitter, The Great Minds. Appreciate you, my dog, J Money, dropping in the chat. Let's just move forward. NBA around the corner. You guys, I'm gonna leave you guys with this right now. And this is a homer pick, okay? This is a homer pick. Don't laugh at me. Bet the over on the Raptors season team total, and bet Nick Nurse to win Coach of the Year plus 2,500. The Raptors are going to finish top 6, top 5 in the East in shocking fashion, and Nick Nurse will win Coach of the Year this year. Find me a better candidate. Another good candidate to win Coach of the Year is the Wizards coach, Wes Unseld. If the Wizards play above expectations, they traded Westbrook, so everyone's going to say they're going to be on the floor, right? If they can still be a 500 team or make the play-in, Wes Unseld Jr. could win Coach of the Year. But that's another conversation for another time. This is sports betting today. College football. If you want a crypto sports book, not even if you want, I'm going to take time to explain the quality, the nature of this opportunity, and how we can all stack crypto on sportx.bet, a platform that's owned by the community. I invite everyone to join the official SX Network SportX Discord server. I will post the Discord link later on Twitter. I really want to share this opportunity with everyone because, a lot of people, they're sponsored and they do business with sports books traditionally. I don't knock anyone getting their money. I support it. But I want to present an opportunity that's in the favor of sports bettors, okay? A very unique opportunity. Let's move forward. College football week 4, NFL tomorrow. I'm repeating myself It's My Guy Knows a Guy. Hit the like button. Help me get like 50 likes. And yeah, you guys enjoy your day. I have 2 soccer plays popping off right now. Let's keep it going. More soccer plays tomorrow. More. See you guys later. Getting all kinds of calls.